Welcome to St Thomas's Church in Aboyne. We're a small church and we're working hard to make ourselves more open to the community. Part of that is that we've invited Stéphanie Vandem, a noted local artist with an artist in residence position for both Aboyne and Ballater, to show here her two latest series on fishing and on the Last Supper.
I started thinking about fishing around the Brexit referendum. There seemed to be a narrative about fishing quotas and our relationship with neighbours and whose fish was whose. And that kind of caught my attention in terms of, because there were issues of identity, community, heritage, and it all became quite emotional about fishing. So I didn't know much about it, so I started Googling and finding out about fishing quotas and who owns the fish, who has the rights to fish where, and all that. So that where the interest for fishing started. And then as I was walking around the harbours, I started to notice, these colourful bits of ropes and nets and rubber gloves and crab shells scattered around. So I just started collecting them for the colours and the textures. So the work developed like that, organically, through being in the environment. Enveloped in all of that, there is my spirituality, if you like, and my sense of connection with the divine, and stories that you told and that stay with you. And Christianity has always been the background of my growth, if you like, and Christ and the stories that the Bible tells us, and the fishing that is present there, and the fisher of men. So it just sort of came like that.
When I first saw Stéphanie's Head of Christ, I was absolutely floored by it. It is, I'm a great habitué of art galleries, but that Head of Christ that she's showing is an aspect which is underrepresented. This is not gentle Jesus, meek and mild. This is a man of power and intensity who will lead you across the coals to something wonderful, perhaps, but certainly something that he sees. So that was the core of my response. The other heads, the much more human heads in the Last Supper, are supporting, and I'm very interested to see how the rest of it develops, because although we only have 3 heads so far, I'm expecting to see a whole range of humanity in the portraits that Stéphanie develops. And that humanity, of course, is demonstrated in her fishing series, where she's taken the tough, busy, very physical characters of a tough, busy, physical northeast industry for the northeast of Scotland and for the islands, and has gone deeply into what makes them and what makes their industry.
What will happen next, I have no idea. I still have so many images I'd like to create on fishing, and I would love the work to travel, and I'd love other communities to see it, specifically communities where those stories and this heritage is relevant for whatever reason. So I think there is a lot more to come out. The Last Supper, we have 3 of the disciples there. We've got Simon Peter, Thomas, and Judas. Those are the images I focus on right now. It'll be interesting to see where that goes to. I'm not too sure. I'm just happy that they come together.